Let's talk about one of the most famous Japanese words in the world, kawaii. Now, I know what you're thinking. It just means cute, right? Well, what if I told you that's only scratching the surface? We're about to dive way deeper. You see a cartoon character with those big sparkly eyes, and your brain immediately goes, that's kawaii. You see a fluffy little kitten? So kawaii. But what about a pair of cool sneakers, or someone's handwriting, or even just the vibe of a coffee shop? Yep, all of those can be kawaii too. The word is so much bigger and more interesting than you probably think. So at its heart, kawaii is really more than just simple, childlike cuteness. It's a feeling. It's all about a sense of charm, of appeal, a kind of affection you feel for something. Think of it less as a single definition and more as an entire aesthetic that can cover pretty much anything that gives you that warm, endearing feeling. All right, so let's start with the most familiar territory, using kawaii to describe people. This is where we see it used for appearance, sure, but also for personality and even for specific, charming little things people do. Okay, check out the range we have here. Of course, you can say a child is sugoku kawaii, very cute. That one's pretty straightforward. But you can also compliment a friend's outfit by saying sono shatsu kawaii yo, which is like saying, hey, that shirt is really cute on you. It can even refer to someone's small stature, like chisakate kawaii hito da, which means something like she's so tiny and cute. And this example, this is where it gets really interesting. Kawaii isn't just a static thing. It can describe an action. So picture this. Your friend stumbles a little but catches themselves. You might just blurt out, mo nanka kawaii. It's kind of like saying, oh my gosh, that was actually endearing. It's all about that charming little imperfection, not just a flawless look. Okay, so we've covered people. Now let's move into the huge world of kawaii objects. I mean, this is where that whole aesthetic really explodes in Japanese culture. This is probably how you'll hear kawaii used most often in day-to-day life in Japan. It can be for anything from a simple phone case to a little souvenir you grab on vacation. And of course, it's the absolute perfect word for character mascots. If you see one you love, you'd say, kono kyarakta chou kawaii, which means, this character is ultra cute. It's all about that appealing, charming design. But here's a really important distinction you gotta get. Kawaii isn't just for things that are pink and sparkly and covered in bows. Look at the example on the right. Kono sneaker totemo kawaii desu. You're talking about sneakers here. You're not saying they're cute like a puppy. In this context, kawaii means they're stylish, they're cool, they look great. And that's a key takeaway. Kawaii can mean charming and cool. Okay, you ready? We're about to get even more abstract. Kawaii isn't just for people and physical objects. It can also describe animals, feelings, and even the whole atmosphere of a place. Now, this is where the word's flexibility really shines. For example, the way a dog sleeps can be kawaii. Inu ga neru shigusa ga kawaii. See? It's not just the dog itself, but the act of its sleeping that gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. The same thing applies to the vibe of a place. You could walk into a cozy, well-decorated coffee shop and say, kono cafe no interior wa kawaii, meaning the interior is super charming and has a great feel. And honestly, for me, this is the most mind-blowing example of all. You can call someone's handwriting kawaii. I mean, think about that. When you say ji ga kawaii ne, you're not just saying it's neat. You're saying it has a certain style, a charm to it that's really pleasant. This one example just shows you how incredibly deep and versatile this word actually is. All right, so we've got the concepts down. For this last part, let's get practical. Let's look at how you can actually use kawaii and really sound like you know what you're talking about by emphasizing it in a few different ways. Just think of these as turning up the volume on kawaii. For a pretty standard, very cute, you can go with sugoku or totemo. If you want to be a bit more casual, like with your friends, mecha is perfect. It's basically super cute. And if you really want to crank it up with some slang, chol is your go-to for ultra cute. So let's put it all together. You see a cat that is just impossibly adorable. You wouldn't just say, it's kawaii. No way. You'd say, kono neko mecha kawaii, to really get that genuine excitement across. It's a small tweak, but it makes you sound so much more natural and expressive. So there you have it. Kawaii is so much more than just cute. It's a feeling, it's an aesthetic, it's a compliment for something cool, and it's a word for charming actions and amazing vibes. It's truly woven into the fabric of daily life. So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you know its real power, what's the most surprisingly kawaii thing you've seen today? Think about it.